Today we have Enemies of Success, Never Really Say, new artist for the channel, man, and big supporter of the channel, big supporter of the community that we've built here, man. So make sure you show him some love and go over and check out this video. I heard this is off a debut album. I've heard almost all the album, making sure I stayed away from this track, and so far I'm impressed, man. Some really great tracks on that, and some good features. So yeah. Oh, another note, I know the dogs are probably going to lose their shit in about 10 minutes, so if I'm not done the video, I apologize beforehand. But hey, let's jump in, see what they got for us.
Trouble, man, I never have, but there's my double getting violent after downing cans. I'll keep safe while the others started throwing hands. Don't press it, can't stress it enough. He's hard-headed, no messing, unleaded and tough. That's about enough pressure to bust, and if he's showing you his cards, best believe it's a bluff. I've seen dudes running scared when he's ready to scuff. All aboard for tonight's destination. Have all tickets ready without any hesitation. He's patient as the last train is the station. Be prepared to spare any aggravation. Hide your masculinity in plain sight. It's pretty clear you brought your strife to a fist fight. Pissed right off because you couldn't get your shit right. Sit tight and get reminded that you weren't invited. I've seen them ticking like a time bomb. It's one wrong move and then you're dealing with a live one. Everybody's getting stung, but all with good reason. Thinking back to what you really put belief in. Should've run, looking rugged, feel done. Couldn't run, started bugging, then you're getting shown up. The slow strut didn't help when you blowed up. It's hard to speak when you're knowing that there's no luck. They say to keep a close eye on the quiet ones, and pray you're high enough to hide when the fire comes. See him scribing in his name with a wire brush. Keep within a safe range when the choir's done. I don't look to glorify, just sometimes I recognize that the danger's minimized when the prey is mild. Could be one step away from deranged and riled. I could never really say or predict it, why? I could never really say what it'll do or where it'll go next. Trying to keep him sane, but the bro's vexed, and I'll try to keep him tame now, forever and a day.
All right, man. Now, I was digesting that shit. First off, I'm enjoying this beat. It something about it, man. It's just resonating with me, liking the piano and that, and this cat's flow is nice. I was digesting that, man, because I had a lot of things going through my mind during that verse, and kind of makes me, I was thinking a little bit about myself, a little bit about my dad, and the idea of, I'm pretty sure, because he talked about his double at the beginning, I'm pretty sure he's talking about himself, right? He's two different people, one when he's sober, one when he's not. And I think all of us are that way. I don't know of anybody that doesn't change when they get some booze in them. It either brings out the demons like my dad, the deep, dark, straight from hell, the pit, Satan type of demons, man, that just made him a completely different person. And for those that aren't new to the channel, I've talked about that a bunch of times, so I'm not going to get into it. But for me, man, when I was younger, sure, I get a couple pints in me, then I want to go behind the pub and start shenanigans, man, and doing some shit. Now, all I want to do is have a couple gin and tonics on occasion. I think recently, the last time I drank was when I was in the UK, and that was like back in April, and I just had one the other day. So, not necessarily something I do all the time, but now that I do, I tend to have a couple gin and tonics, and I'm ready for bed by 8:30. Yeah, I guess it's his age, man. But like he's saying, I think he's understanding that. Whereas like he really can't tell. He starts acting tough. He starts maybe writing checks his ass can't cash or whatever it is. However that saying says. But it's all because of the booze, man, and really not knowing what kind of madness is he gonna walk into this time. And he said something about too, remind him that he's not invited or something to that effect, right? And maybe just kind of on your way to the event, you're just kind of saying, bro, just have one drink and keep that shit locked up tight, man. Keep it tied up tight. You don't need to let the idiot out. And then next thing you know, the Frank the Tank is out doing his thing. But anyway, digging this, man. Like I said, I was just digesting it, listening to it, because it really did bring a lot of thoughts into my mind there. So, and this hook too, the hook that we got into, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging this track.
Hold up, it's hard to speak when you're knowing that there's no luck. They say to keep a close eye on the quiet ones and pray you're high enough to hide when the fire comes. See him scribing in his name with the wire brush. Keep within a safe range when the choir's done. I don't look to...
Real quick comment on that, man. For those that have met me in person, you will know that I'm very, very introverted, very quiet, and I'm the exact opposite of what I am on this channel. And and I've been around a bunch of people who are the mouthy ones, and the ones who are acting the toughest, the ones who are talking the most shit. For the most part, those are the people that can't cash their ass, can't cash the check that their mouth is writing. I think that's something that hey, I tried it again and it's probably wrong a second time. But I find the loudest people are the people who are trying to look tough, so they don't. It's like if they draw attention to themselves, and because they're swole and they're loud and they're acting like they can kick everyone's ass, that no one would even think about crossing that line. Man, I'm quiet. People want to pick fights with me I'm 6'4" and 240 pounds, and because I'm quiet, people want to fight me all the time. Throw shit at me at the bar. It's like, it's fucked. Like, because I'm the quiet one. I'm not in there fucking knocking people with my shoulder and shit. If I was doing that, no one would pretend, no one would say shit to me, because they think that I'm looking for some trouble. But don't know where I was going with that. But let's just jump right in, man.
And pray you're high enough to hide when the fire comes. See him scribing in his name with the wire brush. Keep within a safe range when the choir's done. I don't look to glorify, just sometimes I recognize that the danger's minimized when the prayer's mild. Could be one step away from deranged and riled. I could never really say or predict it, wow. I could never really say what he'll do or where he'll go next. Trying to keep him sane, but the bro's vexed. And I'll try to keep him tame now forever and a day. I'll try to understand what his brain says. I could never really say what he'll do or where he'll go next. Trying to keep him sane, but the bro's vexed. And I'll try to keep him tame now forever and a day. I'll try to understand what his brain says. Got taught a lesson about duality. This side, that side, he spoke about it casually. Slightly nervous when he necked his drink and sat with me. Here's some things he said whilst we chatted brief. You look familiar, I'm sure I've seen you somewhere. I'm not sure, but you might have, yeah. Tell me what you hate, man, we both can share. What do you mean? You're gonna have to make it clear. What drives you crazy, pushes buttons, gets you raging. To be honest, I hate to be underestimated. Good, what else? When you never meet an expectation. Like working without appreciation. I agreed and we spoke until the sun was rising. I felt on you like a weight was taken out my mind, and I shook his hand and I asked if I could take a photo. When I saw it, I realised I'm on my own. I could never really say what he'll do or where he'll go next. Trying to keep him sane, but the bro's vexed. And I'll try to keep him tame now forever and a day. I'll try to understand what his brain says. I could never really say what he'll do or where he'll go next. Trying to keep him sane, but the bro's vexed. And I'll try to keep him tame now forever and a day. I'll try to understand what his brain says. I could never really say what he'll do or where he'll go next. Try to keep him sane, but the bro's vexed. And I'll try to keep him tame now forever and a day. I'll try to understand what his brain says. I could never really say what he'll do or where he'll go next. Try to keep him sane, but the bro's vexed. And I'll try to keep him tame now forever and a day. I'll try to understand what his brain says.
Yo, man, I gotta say, it would have been a cool introduction to Enemies of Success. However, like I said, I've seen I've listened to much of the album, man, and really enjoyed it. So this just adds on to what I've already have heard. I enjoyed this track, man, and I guess maybe I enjoyed it even a little bit more because I had that connection. I went through a long stage of being a drunk and doing stupid shit, and then finding my way out, and then where I am now, where I can, I'm older, maybe wiser. I like to say that. I tell my daughters that I'm wiser all the time, but I don't know. But hey, man, I got spray paint all over my hands. If you're wondering what the black is, or if you can even see it, yeah, man. So this was a cool track that put me some places that I haven't thought about for a while, and it was neat to kind of be listening to it and just having those avenues without even me thinking, just drawn down and opening those doors as I was listening to the track, man, and pulling that stuff out for me to kind of face again. And it was so interesting when a track can do that. And that's what's so great about the art form, right? And that's why they do it, and that's why we love them. So hopefully you dug it. Like I said, big supporter of the channel. Love what we do over here, so make sure you show them some love, man. Go over, give it a watch, give it a listen. Check out the album, stream it, buy it, do whatever you can. It doesn't have to cost you a cent, man. Just to show them some love, and I love you guys for being here again. And appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Until next time, stay safe. Good to each other.